also it's been a long kind of process. It's not like in a year HDR had a computational design team. It took them like 7 years
Yeah.
because where you're at now versus where you started, it's very different. I was wondering if you could talk about where that started and some of the steps along the way that really took to get there.
I think at first, well, 7 years ago, there was definitely a huge shift in, well, for one, making HDR design focused, which,
How big is HDR, by the way, for everyone? How many people on the HDR architecture side?
yeah, so HDR architecture, I think, is around 2,500
Yeah.
Well, that's worldwide.
worldwide, yeah. And then HDR overall is, I think, more towards 10,000. But that's, I mean, we're huge in engineering, civil engineering,
Yep.
all kinds of fields on that side.
Yep.
But still, 2,500 in architecture, it's pretty big. And,
It's not a small boat.
And to say that you want to go from being what might traditionally be called a production-oriented shop to something that's more oriented towards design is no small feat for a firm of that size. It's a lot of momentum to shift.
So there was, I mean, they certainly made a huge shift that way, and then along that way was investments in, technology and research, and then I found myself on the path of kind of pushing these technologies for a lot of reasons. I think, a lot of people start off in kind of doing computational design, just just with like Rhino, Grasshopper, and trying to automate your workflows and things like that, and then it just starts to move into other areas.
Right.
So I think especially at HDR, we have huge resources in data analysis and sustainability and industrial engineers. And then when you start collaborating with these people and figuring out how you can incorporate this stuff into those expertise, especially with like planning expertise, you can just get a ton of momentum and ton of things rolling all at the same time. So